Hi guys, welcome back to another Astro Reels. This time we're going to be taking a look at the energies of Leo, Leo, Leo. And as you guys know, you don't have to have any particular Leo placements in your natal chart for these messages to be for you. And you don't have to be watching at the time that I published it, whoops, for the messages to be for you. Whew, sorry, I was running up my stairs to get here. They're so cute, they're spiral. Anyway, if these messages resonate with you, then chances are there's something in there for you. If they don't, I would invite you to take a step back, back pocket it, and then come back at a later time once the energies have had a chance to manifest in physicality so that you can see whether they resonate or not. Remember, these are energies, so this could very well be your thing, your jam months from now. So just keep the titles in mind, all right? Okay, let me take a deep breath. Okay. Note to self, work out. Also, if you'd like to work more personally with me, you know exactly where to find me. All of my stuff is on this page. We didn't go anywhere. You know where to find me in the physical, so go right ahead and reach out. And lastly, if you haven't had a chance to take a look at the Ascension readings that we just put out, we put out part 1, 2, and 3. Now, why did I break them up annoyingly to fit on Instagram? But I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go. We're just working with the technology. But there are 3 sets of 15-minute videos there, and I decided to cut it off there. But I do want to let you know that I titled them it wasn't me. Actually, I heard my team say the Real Innocence Project, right? So not to be confused with the Innocence Project, the legal situation there, but very quickly, remember when we ascend, all we're doing is we are collecting ourselves, in other words, integrating all of our aspects, then we integrate with our higher selves, and then all the higher selves integrate with each other. It's just we're fractals, right? So it's just a beautiful movement upward, an octave of integration, going back to the only state that is real. What's that? What's that? Oneness. And that's what that is. But the thing about oneness is, in the state of oneness, there's no wrongness. There's no bad. There's no up. There's no down. There's no guilt. The guilt is 100% a byproduct of the false state of separation that occurs. That's why we call it, wait for it, existential guilt. Okay? So as you self-accept, you will, and connect with your shadows, and you accept them, as you self-accept and you forgive yourself, let's just use that term for instructional purposes here, all you're doing is you bring yourself back into oneness with yourself, and then you continue on up your personal line until you collect along with the other parts of us, which is all of us. We're all one. That's where this comes in. And we, along that pathway, that ascension pathway, you step more and more into 2 things: agency, which is understanding your role in the experiences that you have, and you step into greater and greater understanding of what? It starts with an I. It rhymes with innocence, your innocence, right? Guilt is not real. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. And that's why I entitled that the Real Innocence Project. And it came after I was done the last video. So I guess people might be seeing the title and being like, well, she's not talking about any Innocence Project here, but and there it is. All right, so let's jump in, Leo. Remember, you don't have to have any specific Leo placements. Just who are you? I just heard Frankenstein. So some of you, oh, God bless you, I feel it. I get it. Okay. Some of you may be feeling a lot like Frankenstein, they're saying. This is the impression I'm getting, because it feels like I'm coming back alive. Just feels like someone's specific thoughts, like, wow, I'm supposed to be having this great rebirth, and it's tantamount to someone saying, I'm supposed to, not tantamount, I love saying that word. It's akin to someone saying, oh, I should be having my hot girl summer, but I'm not. It's raining out, and I feel horrible, and I don't want to get out of bed, let alone to go to the beach, right? This is that feeling I'm getting. That's very specific, by the way. But yeah, some of you are feeling like Frankenstein, like I'm supposed to have been brought back to life, to have had a rebirth right now. And you would be correct. A lot of us are having rebirths, because when we release, right, which we've just been doing, when we release and we integrate and do all that stuff, it is a beautiful rebirth. But maybe you may not be going through the quite glamorous project. What? Sorry. So many things just happen in my mind right there. Process, thank you. You may not be going through such a glamorous process. I almost said project again. See, listen, your girl, I'm not that crazy here. Yeah, so project is for somebody here. And I also said product. And I also heard Prada for somebody. And the back of my neck on the right side is starting to hurt a little bit, throb a little bit. If you're having neck pain, you can feel free to DM me if you want. And you're like, is that me? It could be you, but you don't have to DM me if you feel like, oh, that is me. If you're trying to work on something productive, they're saying, if you're struggling with being productive, whether it's a creative project or something, and you're having neck pain, I feel that I have some good news for you. That's the energy that you should be using to be producing things. So if you find that you're not producing things, like, why am I feeling stuck and stagnant? Where's this neck pain coming from? I want to let you know specifically that you want to kind of rub on that area, and also will it to make its way to where it needs to be. Okay, I just did it. Interestingly, as I said that, I feel like I was just helping you to unloose that because it's stuck there. And so your productivity has come in, it has landed, it's in your field. It's just struggling, or it was struggling, to make its way through the channels, your meridians, whatever you want to call it, that you've got going on there. Okay, so always remember, what we need, we're provided. Just because you're not experiencing that state where you have it at the ready, which we would call abundance, does not mean it was not given unto you. And that's why always remember, we seek first to understand and not to be understood. So if a lot of people go straight to blaming God, God's not out here with these. This is not the work of God. I just want to let you know, on this channel, we will let you know right away, the state of the world is not the work of God. Okay? And the more that we bring through the channel lectures that obviously are going to be coming through this channel, in years to come, I guess, and if that is what Source wants, you will start to understand this is not the will of God. This is the will. This is the physical effect / manifestation of crazy belief systems that we are carrying individually and collectively. Okay? If you know, you know. So please stop making, like, attributing things that don't go right in your world. I feel like I'm talking to someone here. Who is this for? You don't have to identify yourself, but stop blaming the higher energies for stuff that you think is not going well in your world. If something's not going well, you look under the hood. It's called shadow work. Okay? All right, so let's hit some cards. Let's hit some cards. It's immediately the rest card. Okay, but let's see what's going on. Anytime I see this card, it gives me 5 of, and I always say that. I always say 5 of, when I actually mean to say the Hangman card. Always happens. So anytime I see this card, it's giving me Hangman, stagnation energies. So some of you, they're and look at this. Yeah, so this is giving me stagnation, Hangman energies, because I read intuitively. We don't need to look at the numbers on the cards. And this is literally the rest card. So we've got this beautiful Empress that's bookended with what? Inactivity, seeming inactivity, just to show you how we were just talking about how I was getting a vibe from this group here. I almost said class. This vibe from this group here, that some of you are feeling like, oh, I'm supposed to be having this rebirth, and I'm like Frankenstein. I'm feeling gross. I'm not doing well. I'm just, where's my productivity? And we looked at, for somebody, it's in your neck. I just got the words antenna / TV. For somebody, remember those old school antenna TVs where you used to like have to move the little prongs? I just got that image for somebody here. But I want to let you know, there it is. I'm seeing a reference here. I want to let you know that if this message that is coming through today is sounding like you in your life, God bless you. The message coming through is that you've got to start looking at yourself. That's literally what we do on this channel. It's always going to be about you. But in particular, the stagnation that I'm seeing here is not due to you not having received what it is that you need. You've received what you need from Source. You've got the codes, you've got this and that. It's not flowing. And I see that here, for some of you, it's a mentality thing. Like you may be... I want to say this, away with the fairies, but since we understand that elementals are actually real, they're just in another dimension. I don't want to malign them in any way, but that is the word that I'm saying. Yeah. Look at my channelings. They're like this, what I'm saying. I said what I said. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just putting disclaimers out there. But listen, you've been away with the fairies, and we have to stay true to the words that are coming through, because you guys, it's going to hit your psyche in a certain way. So for whoever that is, if you are an elemental, don't at me, then just giving a message. But getting that for some of you. And you know what? There's another message here that some of you, away with the fairies is a double speak here. Obviously, they're bringing the fairy reference in for some of you, but also it means, for those of you who don't know that expression, it means to not be paying attention. It means to be like, oh, where was I for a second? What do we say I was out of it for a second. I was spaced out, this kind of thing. But they don't want to use the word spaced out. They want to use away with the fairies. So I just want to wrap that up. But a second thing that I'm seeing here with the mental condition for a lot of you guys is that you're literally believing yourself out of the timelines where you do what it is that you say you wanted to do. If you have a project you want to do, stop feeding yourself with lines that you can't do it, that, oh, who am I? Trust me, I know I'm no stranger to these feelings, right? But where am I going to get the funding? Who's going to want to hear what I have to say? Who's going to want to buy my jewelry? Who's going to want to, I'm just stuck taking out the trash. Who's going to want to take out my trash? Well, that's a weird energy that came in. Who said that? Who's thinking that last one? Who's going to want to take out my trash? I'm laughing because we're keeping it light, but you get the point. These are actually, I'm pulling it from your different fields. So these are examples, right? And so look at how she's got this beautiful green around her that was literally growing because of what she was feeding. But then look how she's starting to disappear a little bit here. Where's the green and the dress? You're believing yourself out of what you said you wanted to do. Stop doing that. And I'm talking to myself too. Hey, you, yeah, me? Stop doing that, okay? All right, we're talking to all of ourselves. If you understood, and we say this all the time on this channel, if you truly understood how energy works, which I swear to you, I'm really gonna try to share and let people know as much how energy works. If you notice, we talk about it a lot here, but we're gonna talk about it even more. If you knew how energy works, you will realize that it is your belief systems that make your physical reality. You will experience that physical reality, and you will interpret that physical reality according to what? Your beliefs. Your beliefs will have you make physical what your thoughts are. Again, you will experience those physical effects, and then you will interpret those physical effects. And then you'll be on it again and on it again. So stop believing stuff that's keeping you trapped. Period. That's it. Don't do it anymore. Get off that track. Okay? Have a different thought. Dare to be different. No one's out here forcing you to believe things except for your socio-cultural conditioning. That's it. And that's where we're trying to liberate you. No one heals anybody physically. You can chop anything out of your body. You can burn it. You can do all this. We do it, and it does save our life. But always remember, the root cause of all illness is in the non-physical. That's where we have to do the real healing. And what's in the non-physical? It's not the illness itself. No, it's the belief system. When we have beliefs that are out of alignment with who we are, abundant, oneness, timelessness, changelessness, perfection, when we have self-doubt, self-denial, things like that, we are out of alignment because it does not match. So if you're out here with beating that drum of low self-worth and this and that, and I'm never going to do that, all you're doing is believing yourself right into a vibrational frequency, a vibration that will navigate you towards timelines that are going to give you what you want. That's all it is. You think you know what you want, but you're beating an energy that is going to give you what you're actually wanting. You want lack, it's going to give it to you. So remember, all that is, we always have this saying, all things are possible under God. That is true. It's 100% true. It is 100% true. All things are possible under God. But there are things you can't even conceive of, because another truth is that you cannot call into physicality what you cannot conceive of. All right? So look at what you are calling into physicality and make sure that you like it. Peace out.